Is this thing on? There, the static. Help. Help, I'm trapped by an alien rabbit. Okay guys, okay, we're just about ready here. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with my microphone? Yeah, we're just about ready here. Hold on, here we go. And wow. That sucks. Hey Jarheads. Guess nobody's watching. That's okay. So tonight I'm gonna work on the Live2D model of Japanese indie VTuber Mimiko Tomomo. So this is her official artwork on the left side. And this is the avatar that I'm making on the right. I was hoping to finish this tonight, but I don't think I'll have the time to actually rig the model tonight. So instead, I'm gonna have to divide the stream into two parts. One today and one tomorrow. For tonight, I'm gonna complete the model and then import it into Live2D. And then I'm gonna set up all the objects. I'm gonna set up all the body parts, and then tomorrow we're actually gonna animate the model. So without further ado, go. So when I make a Live2D model, I have to make sure everything's symmetrical. So it's easier to just copy and paste body parts. So, for example, if I draw this one, if I draw the right arm, her right arm, I can just mirror it onto the left. And it'll be the same for the torso, for the lower body, for the legs, for the ears, eyes, anything that needs to be mirrored, I can mirror. Without further ado, let's make some dang Live2D models on the scope. I was working on this earlier, but I was actually practicing on another Live2D model. This one. Wait, let me show you. Let me just turn on the window and yeah, I was actually practicing on an existing model right here. Since I'm using the free version, I have to figure out what works and what doesn't. Because the free version of Live2D Cubism has a lot of restrictions. It's got a lot of limitations, so you can't use more than 30 animation parameters for the model. I had to study up on how I could get around this limitation. So I made another model first before going into this one. Anyway, let's start working on Mimiko Chan over here. So earlier I was working on the eyes. Let's work on the eyes right now. A big circle over here. I think that's too thick. Choose the line size, reduce the line width. Ah, Yandere eyes, Yandere eyes. I think this is too thick. It's too systematic. Two, maybe? I think two is good. There we go. Let's fill it with color. Where's the selection? Shrink the selection. That's too much. Stay here. So Mimiko's eyes actually have a strange yellow highlight down below that's shaped like a flower if you look closely enough. Can you see it? Look at that. That's a flower. I think it's the same one in her hair and on her ribbon. It's 7. So I'm sharing this link on Twitter. There we go. Let's go back here. Select the upper layer. Let's add the pupil. Right there, dead center. Then let's shade the draw. Oop. Guess I should choose a different color for this. So let's add another layer here. I want to replicate the flower highlight. Let's change the blue dash. Layer. It's too bright. I think that's okay. We can start with this. Oh, that's not good. Let's try something else. This one. I think that works. Let's go back. Let's see. Earlier, I like that one. Right over here on top. Things out. The eyes are done. So for the eyes, we actually need 4 components: the eyelid, the iris, and the sclera, or the white part of the eye. So these 3 need to be divided up for it to work on Live2D. Let's go. Actually, I think I forgot to add the eyelid floats. So let's add them now. Let's add a thin line over here. She's got thin eyebrows. Those are only 1 layer, so just add 1 layer here. Eyebrow, or just brow underscore, right? Let's have it on the neutral position. Let's have it on top. this. So we need it. So we need it in this neutral position, this neutral angle, because we're gonna rig it later on. It's going to change angles. You'll see it tilt left and right. Now, actually, now that the head is properly shaded, I can flip it, duplicate, and flip the image. So now the head is complete. But there's something wrong with the shading, so let's fix that. Shading is uneven, so I'm gonna brush it up. I'm gonna push the shading to the side right here. There's a little bit of excess over here. Let's erase that. Doesn't look fierce with the drawing. Fixing the highlights here since her bangs are uneven. So I have to make sure that the highlights on the face match. And now that we have the eyes, let's duplicate these as well. So over here upwards. Eyelid open. Let's rename the layer. Eyelid, come on, hello? Please cooperate. But you don't get shot. Let's rename this. This one. And finally the eyebrow. Select the whole canvas. Select these layers. Transform. Need to turn this off. So in Clip Studio Paint, if you transform a layer, you can actually duplicate it. And that's what I actually do for some of these parts. Like what I did to the face, I duplicated the color and the shading, the highlight. But for the eyes, we don't want that. We want it to be, we want these layers to be a single image. So I have to turn this off. I sometimes keep forgetting to turn it off. So there, turn it off, and so now we have the left and the right eye. Now before I shade the rest of the body, let's draw everything first. Speed up the process. I prepared the template folder over here with every layer that I need. Layers for the color, layers for secondary colors, for shading, for highlights, and finally the line art. So I call it the template folder. All I have to do is duplicate it. So right now, let's work on the torso. Let's call it body underscore upper. Right. So again, here's the full drawing. I'm gonna have to add some more parts here. I'm gonna add a ribbon here. What I plan to do is to duplicate some of the elements from the original drawing and somehow recreate them in a different manner here. Start with the torso. So ideally, you want to separate the neck, but we'll worry about that one later. First, the liner. I wanted to make this a shoulderless kimono, but animating the shoulders is actually very hard, especially if it's bare skin. So I'm gonna cover up her shoulders here. Rotate the canvas. Don't forget to rotate the canvas, it makes drawing from certain angles easier. I have the idea of adding frills to her arms. But I'm wondering if I do that, maybe they should be animated. It's going to be tough to animate this. If it's going to be tough to animate this if I draw it like this. So let's not do that. Let's draw the frill so that it covers the arm nice. Covers the arm nicely. Here, there we go. So I made a mistake here. What we need to do is erase this. Let's correct the frill angle. Here we go. So that should cover up the arm when we draw it later. Let's add the chest. So remember guys, if anyone asks you what Miko's bust size is, it's an F cup. Don't remember that, she'll get mad. Got it? Alright, good. Let's go to the rest of the torso. And we'll cut it off right here. This. We'll cut it off right at the center guideline. Because we're gonna mirror it. Actually, we're gonna cut it off here too. So again, select the whole canvas. You can see the whole canvas is selected. Transform. This time, we're going to click keep original image. Because that's going to duplicate the image once we flip it. Or once we actually transform it in any other way, it will duplicate the original drawing. So flip it. Now we got both sides. Easy. Since it's asymmetrical, kimonos are asymmetrical. You can often see the left flap going over the right. So let's draw that here. Let's draw that in manual. Oh, I actually forgot to draw this. There we go. Let's just do that. Don't forget the F drop. Collarbone. And The wrap, the wrap in the middle of it, the belt wrap has a tiny rope running around the middle. So it's perfect. We're gonna separate the flower, and I want to add the ribbon just like this one onto the belt. So first, let's throw the rope. Let's flip it. Ribbon go upside down. I'm sorry, maybe. We're gonna leave it like this for now. Let's turn off the headlight. I want to draw the neck, extend it upwards like this. So when the head rotates, you won't see any gap of any kind. Right here, you won't see a gap here. Because if we just do it like this, if the head turns around, you're gonna see the gaps in the neck. So I want to extend it upward. Let's color the torso. Let's use this color. So we have our base color. The frills could be pink. So we're gonna go with pink frills, a pink belt, maybe. I don't know. But I think we can just wing it. Select this. Select the skin first. Gonna color it with the same color as the face. Select this color. And there we go. Oh. We have some excess colors on the face, huh? Yeah, let's get rid of that. Choose the eraser and get rid of these direct edges. Now let's go back to the body. So we got the skin colored. Let's work on the frills. Right, select that. Select the left side. To make the top look closer. Go the belt. We're gonna put floral can't talk normally today. We're gonna put floral patterns on here. But for now, it's just adding basic. I heard that looks good. Or maybe if I should reverse everything. Although I want to keep this look. We're gonna brainstorm that later. For now, let's add an arm. So we're gonna name this folder arm_right. Yeah, I'm just talking to myself right now. What can you do? I mean, what can I do? We just got into this for fun, but I guess nobody wants to go share that fun. So, but hopefully someone watches this and learns something. Or someone watches the VOD and learns a few things about how models are prepared for Live2D. For Live2D. I'm really not used to, I'm really not used to speaking in English. Once one time I thought, hey, I'm pretty good at English, and sometimes I can be a bit of a hard case when it comes to grammar, even though my grammar isn't that good. Then you do something like this, and you find out that you're not as good as an English speaker as you think you are. Gotta eat that humble pie, right? There's the hand. Let's continue the rest of the sleeve because I want to animate the sleeve. When her arms move, I want it to flap left and right. So there are ways to get the model or parts of the model to do that in Live2D. Like the hair, the clothes. It's possible. And that's what I'm going to do later for tomorrow. Frills should be maybe a little bit cut off right around here. And for the back frills. Ah. And we're done. Let's fill it in with color. And let's close this off first. Right there. So we're gonna fill that in with color. Reverse the selection. And I think the sleeves should be white. Or light pink, like this one. There we go. Around there. There we go. For the extra color, let's use this for the frills. Let's use the lasso tool. Lasso tool is much faster. And boom. Finally, the skin. Skin on the hands. Boom. I just noticed. Maybe I think I could get rid of this. Let's get rid of the colorable. You can always add that when using highlights. So with arm right, I could just duplicate it like this. Select everything. I could just duplicate it like this, and we'd be done. But I don't want to do that now. First, we're gonna shade everything. So, transformation, no. I'm gonna delete this. And for now, let's work on the lower body. Lower body underscore lower. Let's turn off the arm. Let's start working on your legs. So this is one big chunk. It won't be moving a lot. In fact, if you use this as an avatar, you won't see this like most of the time. So, start this off. First, I'm going to extend it all the way up to here. Because her upper body, right here, is going to rotate. Something's wrong. Oh, everything's selected. So her upper body's gonna rotate like this. And if it rotates, and I didn't draw the lower body correctly, you're gonna see gaps right around this section. These marks will be seen. That's ugly. So I'm gonna extend the lower body all the way up to this mark, right here, middle of the waist, or belly button. And draw the rest normal. Oh boy, goes the wrong. This is a summer kimono. The ones you see people wearing to festivals. And it's rather short and slim, unlike more traditional kimonos, the more flowing designs. Okay, my pen's loose. Let's bring up our references. Always work with references. That way, everything's more accurate. More true to life. Here we go. So here's the reference I'm using. Some of the slippers at the strap over here. And that's it. Now before we continue, we need to select, starting from here. So let's stop here. Let's turn this on. So that way, the lasso tool sticks to the guideline. It makes things easier for us. And let's turn it off again. Select the feed. Let's fill this in. Same color as the arm. There we go. By the way, this should be above the arm. Like this. Coloring for the foot. And let's color the slippers. Let's use Mimiko's shoe color. Oh yeah, it's pink. So I guess this should be good. Come to think of it, let's use both. Let's use pink. And Thinking it over, and I think we can start shading. So let's do that. Shade in the feet. It's mostly straight, maybe with a few folds around here, here. It goes straight down. Yeah, you can see it right here. It goes straight down. So I guess we could add that. Let's take a look at the references again. Just make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, so I see the code extends over here. Which means we can go ham. Let's go. Read the whole thing. Always go back later. Erase some parts. Add some parts. Let's select this, get rid of this. Let's fine tune it. This pressure sensitivity sometimes disappears. Let's paint it over and then erase this. Let's erase as we go. First size. I think we can tamper with opacity a bit. Subtotal detail. Let's see. Where's opacity? Yeah, make it visible. Let's adjust it a bit. There we go. 50%. Now it's not as strong. There it is. There it is. Just making sure it doesn't overlap the middle. This we're gonna mirror the lower body. We're gonna duplicate it, and we're gonna mirror it. So I think that's just about ready. And select the whole canvas. Press Ctrl T. Transform it. Make sure keep original image is enabled, and there we go. Oh, I see. So the color bled over to the other side. Let's fix that. So again, select everything, transform, keep original image, flip the image, and we're done. Just need to adjust the shading over here. We should raise this. We should although the knees aren't supposed to be visible. But it kind of looks better this way, don't you think? Let's blend this a little bit. Looks kind of awkward. Looks like she has demon horns or something. Let's fix this. Don't forget to save your work. So we have that done. Let's shade the upper body now. Let's see, go Dutch. I should add a pink stripe here outside of it. Just so we make sure everything's faithful. So there's a pink stripe here. So let's add that over here. Let's add it to the collar. And onto the other side. Big strokes. Right. Now, let's shade it. And this one. Shade this one. I'm not doing this right. This at least not the color. There we go. Shade this part. Part won't be seen because you know she's F cup. I can always come back here later and make adjustments to the chest. By the way, I'm not speaking loudly right now because it's nighttime and people are sleeping. So I don't want to bother anyone. Right, so let's select the skin. Let's add the collarbone we erased earlier. Let's fix the opacity first. There we go. This brush actually, so this brush that I'm using actually bleeds into the surrounding color. So if I do this, it'll erase the paint. So I have to be careful with it. Right, so the collarbone should be around here. Let's shade this one brighter. Right, this one. And here. Brighten up this part. Don't get the shoulder, brighten up the shoulder. Hmm. Let's add some highlights right here, just above the collarbone, a bit on the neck, but not go too overboard because the head and the hair are covering the neck, covering the upper collar. So there shouldn't be any highlights around these parts. And I'm gonna erase all the excess. Just like so. Just be very careful. Let's zoom in actually. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see what's going on there. Yeah. Make a highlight, make another highlight. Then carefully erase the highlights here. I should use a softer brush for this. Let's try the airbrush. There. Yeah. Just to get rid of the uneven paint, let's use this blending brush called Smooth Watercolor. Blend over the uneven areas. Get rid of all the lumps. And we have our chest. I mean, yeah. Yeah, F cup chest. Hey guys, I didn't come up with that. Mimiko said it, not me. So just shading a bit. Now let's highlight all the pink areas. Here. Here. Let's highlight that. Choose a pink watercolor. And then get to shading. The frills are usually the toughest part. You need to leave out these sections between the frills, between the folds. Make sure you don't highlight them, because they're supposed to be in shadow. So let's be careful not to let's be careful not to highlight those. Just concentrate on the bulges like this. Can actually highlight a bit of them, like this one or this one. Any place any place where the light doesn't beam below, you can just highlight it. Let's erase this top part right here. That's the left part. Let's work on the right. Someone sent me a clip of Kaiju. I wonder what she's doing. Oh, I can't play this one. There we go, both fronts. Make it a bit brighter, I guess. Set highlights here, here. Erase the highlights where the adjoining frills cover the light source, like this. This one isn't as bright as the other half, so let's fix that too. The belt. We're gonna put some fancy decorations on the belt. But for now, we need to shape it like this. There we go. Nice, the part below the rope. I forgot what this was called. We usually put ornaments on it, like flowers and ornaments made out of braided rope. Forgot what it's called. Was it tabi? I think. Wrap tabi. Let's smoothen it out. It's too rough. It's too sharp. There we go. Smooth it out. Smooth out the edges. It doesn't look too hard. Yeah. I think the torso is good for now. We're gonna come back to it later and add some patterns like the ones you see here. The white flowers. For now, let's work on the sleeve. I'm just really curious about the sleeve. The right arm over here, maybe we can add something extra to it. Let's add some stripes. And another one. How did that rap song become a meme? Was that even a rap song? Where this guy goes, in another one. In another one. It's too rough. And we gotta get some quality more. It's supposed to be some real quality art. There's more or less straightened out. Let's add some highlights. This thing, oh, I'm using the wrong brush. And I'm telling you guys, stream title don't lie, I'm an idiot. Yes, sometimes if I complete a drawing and then I realize, oh gosh, I forgot to shade this part, or I forgot to color in this part. I spent an entire night regretting this. Sticker references. Okay, so it looks like this. Gonna have to add some folds up here, but for now, let's stop this part. Now we're gonna add some folds here. Let's lower the opacity to 50%, and then Gonna keep my own clothes for a bit. Right. This too dark. It's too dark. Let's dial it down. Dial it down just a bit. It's too dark. Right. I think that should be good enough. Let's smooth in it. Smooth out this edge. Now let's shade the frills. Increase opacity. I'm getting sleepy. This one is a bit tougher to shade because it's almost vertical and all the frills are blocking the ones beneath it. So it's harder to determine where light hits and where it doesn't. So most of this is probably going to be in shadow. Yeah, this sort of stuff. I think this part right here won't need to be highlighted. Just these ones. And finally, the hand. Should suffice for now. Let's try. Actually, you know what? Let's add some floral patterns. I want to see some floral patterns over here. Let's check the default patterns. Clothes patterns. No, these are repeating patterns. What do I want to check on these patterns? Check some flowers. Okay, nothing here. Let's use a special effect brush. So I actually have a bunch of special effect brushes over here. I'm guessing the flowers on Mimiko's dress are cherries? They look like cherry blossoms. I don't know what this is. Is it a peony? Is it a lily? I think it's a lily. Let's select something gray. Are these peach flowers? Oh, I think they're roses. Oh, this is hard. What flowers are these? That's nice. Give me a sec. Oh, these are pretty nice. They're colored flowers, so this is gonna be difficult. Let's choose another one. It's dark. Really overlay. Max it out. Oh, this really is too dark. Maybe hard light. Oh, that's too bright. It looks good though. Maybe I can adjust it. There we go. There we go. I like this color. So let's add some more flowers onto this. I wonder if I should add other color flowers. Doesn't seem to match. Most of our colors are, or maybe something yellow. I think this could work. Check this out. Let's add some more. I'm kind of liking this already. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I see what I did there. I see I did something wrong here. It's bleeding onto her legs. So let's make sure to avoid her legs. Go back to the effect brush. Can we increase the particle size? Although the particle size is pretty big. I guess it's dependent on pressure sensitivity. This looks pretty nice though. I like it. I like it. What about this? Oh, that's also pretty nice. Oh boy, decisions. Check that out. Check that out. That's pretty awesome. It's also pretty bright. Oh boy. Do we have it at 60? Let's lower the opacity. Here, it's not too strong. I almost forgot to draw her mouse. Go back later, draw the mouse. Actually, you know what, before we do this, let's erase this. Let's have a little bit more. this. Let's make it look asymmetrical. That looks nice. That looks nice. Although I don't know if I want it on the sleeve. Should I put it on the sleeve? Let's try. Yeah, let's try that. Let's put some flowers on the sleeve. Multiply. Alright, let's do this. Let's make sure to select only the bright spots. Deselect the color and go. Then duplicate this. That looks really good. That's freaking good. I think we can now duplicate the arm. So let's make an arm left. Select the whole screen. Let's close this one. Turn off keep original image. Flip the image. There we go. Now we got both sides. Very nice. I think it's about time we colored the hair because I need to add the back of her head. Right, she's got yellow highlights on her hair. Actually, a pretty interesting color combination. So for hair front, I divided the hair into hair front and hair side. But there's a reason for that. I need to be able to animate them independently. And where's that color? There we go. Alright. So I'm gonna try to emulate this style. I think I have my own style of coloring, but I want to keep it more or less faithful to the style of the original artist. Let's choose a soft brush first. Just get the big highlights out of the way. There we go. Then let's go back to the hard brush. And add the hard highlights. Hair looks weird now. She reminds me of someone else. She reminds me of another VTuber, but I can't put my finger on who it is. Let's fix it up. Let's work on hair side. For hair side, we only need to color one side of the bangs. So this one first. Let's erase this. Don't want us to get in the way later on. So erase that one. Choose a hard brush. Let's go to town. Hi, baby, welcome to town. While we're at it, let's choose a yellowish color. I want to go back here and do these golden yellow highlights. This top. I think we need another color. I think we need another one here. I'm gonna try soft light. Her hair is interesting. It's got these tiny little highlights going on. They're yellow and they contrast with the pink very well. Makes her hair look warm. Her hair color looks so warm. Oh, what am I doing? Come on. So it gets soft here, we can always soften it out. Let's try to keep some of the hard highlights around. Don't lose that. Don't lose that sharp detail. In fact, I'm gonna add a bit more. Just here. Here. Down here. Here is a clump of strands. So you always want to make sure those strands can be seen. Alright, moment of the truth. Here we go. Gonna duplicate these two layers, select the whole canvas. Yeah. Now both sides are shaded and she looks a lot more like Mimiko. That's very nice. So now we need the hair back. To draw the back of her hair. Putting it behind her head. Over here. Here. Rename the template folder to hair underscore back. Save your work. Lose all that sweet progress. Oh, wait. Now I know what her hair reminds me of. Now I know. Anybody remember her? Best cringe tuber in the business, baby. Still waiting for her to come back. But anyway. We never did take a closer look at that. Oh, okay. So I should have. Oh. Hey. Work with me here. Hey, quick studio me. Stop that. There. I'm placing this behind body over. Gonna have to manually edit it in Live2D later on. Let's transform this. See what happens. It's a bit too big. Let's shrink it. Don't like how big it is. And since her hair is tied into a side tail around here, I should redraw this. Draw it to make it look like it's bunched up over here on the left side of her head. Let's select here the line art. Area outside the line art. Let's turn off these layers and copy this color right here. Let me check the selection, make sure nothing's protruding, and boom. Actually looks like road now. That's nice. Okay, what else do we need to do? We need the ears. So the ears for this model are going to be animated as well. Between hair back and hair upper, so placing the ears under the eyes, right over the head. So the head's over here, ears are going to go over here. Let's type in ear right. Expand the folder. Draw the ear. Should turn off the hair. Yeah, should take it off. And her ear is the same color as her hair, so we're gonna go with this. Right. Let's turn on the hair layers. While we're at it, the ear is just one color, so let's place some highlights on it. Come to think of it, where is my highlight layer? My highlight color. This one's not this one. Is it this one? It's blue. Oh darn, I think I lost it. Oh well. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Shaded. Change to the thicker brush. Change back to the thinner brush. And there we go. Soften up the edge. And we have the right ear. Now next we need the left ear. Ear underscore left. Select the whole canvas with the image. Now we have both right and left ears. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we're going to color next. Let's color the back of the head. Hair back. Yeah, let's color this over so we can finally work on the side tail over here. That should do it. I'm forgetting something. I feel so dumb. Man. Never forget. Spaghetti. Never forget the mouth. Mouth. There we go. So the mouth has two states. We have the closed mouth, mouth underscore closed. This is just a single slit. And duplicate that. Fix the line. I just realized I never drew a nose on her, so I'm gonna correct that now. Go back to head. Go to brush. Select the soft brush. Change it to clear mode, and there. Now people won't be able to see she has no nose. I just added cute nose. Take a look at this. Look at nose. It's so microscopic. It's not a highlight. It's not a great highlight on top. Wondering if this is too low or too high. Mouth needs to open wide. Oh, I think we need to adjust the nose. Don't worry about this one. Easily repaired. Just choose smooth watercolor. Blend over it. Sorry, I should have done the big watercolor first and then blend it over it. There we go. She looks nice. Let's lower the mouse a tiny bit. Nope, that's too much. Then we have the closed mouth. Let's work on the open mouth. For this, I need a neutral shape. Something like this should suffice. It's a nice neutral shape. More advanced artists actually use double mouth flaps for the upper and lower lip, but I don't think I have that luxury right now since I'm using the free version of Live2D. So we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. There's a mouth. Turn this off for a bit. Select the layer and color it in. Let's choose a dark red. This one. Maybe that's too dark. Maybe this too light. This. There we go. Let's choose one color for now. I don't wanna ruin the look of the mouth when we finally do deform it in Live2D. Because deforming the mouth is extremely good. Now it looks like swollen lips. It's like she saw Kezu and she went, Kawaii! So Mimiko Tomomo is actually a Monster Hunter player. And for some reason, she thinks Kezu is cute. Alright, hair back, body upper. So now we're gonna draw the side tail first. Gonna name it hair underscore. Actually, let's divide it into two parts. Let's call it tail 01. This is gonna be difficult. Maybe not. Maybe we don't need those sections for it. So let's just go with hair tail for now. Let me use this decoration. Let's go with that. So it's 11 p.m. Maybe in a couple more hours I'll end the stream, but I want to complete this first. Let's see how far we get. Then tomorrow I'm gonna import the model into Live2D and we're gonna rig it live. Let's turn off the ear, shall we? It's getting in the way. We need this to be one whole piece. Just make sure it overlaps the hair. Very nice. Always stretch while in between. Just make sure to stretch your back. Take short breaks from work. Or else you're gonna look old and cranky like I am. There's the flower. Now let's add the ribbon. Yeah. And finally, the hair. Here we go. Most difficult part. There's lots of detail in this section. Let's rotate the canvas. Make sure we get all the angles right. Just a couple of hair loops. Big hair loops. Here, here. Another big hair loop. Oh, I keep missing that. Right here. That's the bottom of the topmost loop. This one. Let's turn it to normal. And all right. It is going to be super tricky. Let's move these layers. Maybe you can put hair tail behind hair back. And draw the tail. Oh, you see the arms? Oh, no, I didn't see that. So they're gonna have to be behind the arms. Let's turn these off. I want to see where the hair goes. Originally, I wanted to make it like super long, since Mimiko has long hair. What if I make it super long? It'll interfere with the texture, with the avatar's texture atlas. And the model will be shrunk down and it won't look as good. So I have to control the separate layer just to be sure. There. Let's start this off. I always find that the hardest part to draw about hair are the tips. What is this? Let's a bit more. Let's not go overkill. Over here, let's turn off the head and the hair. Where's the hair? Where's the hair? Right, I bet. Let's turn off the hair back. Side tail now looks like this. I want it to be perfectly closed off. Erase. Oh, my bad. Erase this. Look at her. Look at her eyes. Oh my gosh, we're floating in the middle of nowhere. Merge this down. Now we can select it all. Select this gap in the middle right here. Oh, I want to fix this first. Select all, select this gap right here, select this gap right here, reverse the selection, and fill it in. Now before we turn all the other layers on, I'm going to make sure all the colors are right. So, same color as the flower. I'm just stretching my legs. I'm just stretching my shoulders. Just stretch every once in a while so you don't get stiff. It's the digital artist's version of beating the devil out of your brush. Right. That's the white flower. Next is the purple ribbon. Let's choose a darker purple. I want a darker purple right here. Select this. Okay. Let's trim the white section. And finally, this one. The rest of it we can keep as is. Let's turn off all the layers. Maybe not body roll and dark. Oh boy. And let's begin shading. So again, choose a soft brush. Choose the hairbrush. The airbrush, I mean. Very lightly brush these parts. Be careful not to brush the insides because light doesn't exactly reach all the way in there. You can brush them maybe lightly like this. But for the rest, we'll paint them manually. So go back into airbrush. Put this in. Choose the hard brush. Start adding detail. He's been streaming a lot of Monster Hunter Rise lately. Seems like a good game, although I haven't bought it yet. I still haven't finished Iceborne because I never bought the expansion. Although I have finished the base game for Monster Hunter World. And I'm kind of reluctant to get Rise because I know an ultimate version will come out. So I'm gonna wait for that. I don't have much in the way of disposable income. Much of my money is earned through commissions. And thanks to everyone who hired me to do a commission, I was able to pay my bills for the past year. And I'm very grateful for that. But just to make sure, I save a lot of money by waiting for video game sales like on Steam. I think one of the only games I made an exception for was Doom Eternal. When it first came out, I pre-ordered it. Oh, and Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate and that's my native language. It's taking too long. I feel it's taking too long. Let's spice things up. You can always erase it. It's like negative painting, where you color in everything first and then erase all the parts you don't do. Right. Now we're making progress. Very nice. Although we should we're gonna add that later. First we need to focus on all the highlights. Nope. Oh, so good. Didn't notice that. My bad. It's 11:30. So let's try to wrap this up soon. I don't need a few more details. Need a few more details on here. The ornaments on the belt. Let's erase some of the highlights here. Close to the river. Close to the loop. While we're at it, let's fix this. But to think of it, her ribbon has a white stripe here. Let's add that real quick. Hair tail, normal. So now let's turn off the rough sketch layer. Oh. She's almost done. She's almost done. It's looking real good. So what are we missing? Oh, right. So the Yukata's tabi has a pattern. It's got a floral pattern of its own, and I want to add some accessories over here. So without further ado, let's rock. Body lower. Yeah, it's supposed to be above body over. And let's call it ornament. Ornament 01. So what did it look like? Let's check the rough. I have turned it off. Okay, so it's a flower. So it's supposed to be the same flower as this. But I want to separate it. Two sections. Let's make a bigger version of the flower. Let's add the rabbit ears. Oh no! What's happening here? There we go. So that's part of one. Let's color it in. We go. Where does it make center? Let's add that. Should I brush it in? Yeah, I guess I should. Let's brush it in. Let's use an airbrush. Or, well, this works. So I separated it into two parts. Because I'm gonna animate the ribbon right underneath. Right. Now let's go for ornament 2. I think we'll be done after this. Ornament 0, 2. There we go. Now let's draw the ribbon. So it's got stripes. Yeah. Let's make the ribbon bigger actually. Check this out. Sometimes yukatas have long these long ribbons hanging from their belts. So that's the effect I'm going for. And I'm gonna animate it so that it moves every. Perfect. So there's a gap there. Ribbon is pink. Here. Oh no. So sometimes pressure sensitivity disappears like that. I don't know what causes it. It's probably a hardware. No, it's probably it's either a hardware malfunction or something like driver incompatibility. This side as well. Now, add the shading. Let's use the airbrush. So there's the base. Let's use a hard brush. Right, let's erase this. Let's erase this. And let's see, so now the belt needs a little adjustment over here. And it also needs a pattern. Let's use the brush again, this one. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Play hardball, eh? Hey, you wanna play hardball, eh? Can it be the same pattern as... Maybe we can use this one. That works. Let's turn off the ornaments. So I'm gonna erase the pattern from the rope. Since the rope is a separate object. Turn it on again. Alright. Then off the guide. It's the guide layer. There it is. What else am I missing? Maybe I need to fix the collarbone. Let's do this. Where is it? There's one more thing that I could do, and that's to color the hair outlines, since this looks too strong. I don't want it to be too dark. Let's color this. There we go. It's a bit softer now, maybe not as soft as I'd like it to be. Let's try again. When it gets stuck, it's up to your sharpies. Mission accomplished. Do the same. Do the same for hair front. I don't think my model is working right now. So we do the same for hair front. We do the same for hair back. Where's hair back? Show yourself. Show yourself. Idiot. And finally, hair tape. zoom this now. See everything. Get these off as well. And we're done. So the next step would be to prepare the PSD for importing into Live2D. I'm gonna preview it right now. First we need to turn on the mouse layer. So she looks, man, those look like really awkward lips, I'm not gonna lie. And oh boy, we forgot something. Eyelid open, we forgot eyelid closed. This is really important. I can't believe I almost forgot this. I'm so dumb. I'm so forgetful. I'm actually worried I'm gonna lose my memory. I really hope I don't. But first we need to draw a closed eyelid. Wink, eyelid close. One, yeah, eyelid closed, and then eyelid closed. Select everything. So right now it looks like that. It looks kind of weird. There's a reason for that. We're gonna layer it in. We're gonna layer all of it in Live2D. Let's go with this. What does it look like? Just want to make sure the placing is correct. Just minor adjustments. When your model is finished, it should look like this. Alright, now we're going to prepare it. We're importing the Live2D first. We need to save into Photoshop format PSD. So let's call it VTuber Mimiko Tomomo. So now it's a PSD. We're gonna get rid of all of these extraneous layers, rough sketches, and we're gonna flatten each folder. We're gonna merge them. Merge the arms. Merge the lower body, upper body, the ornaments, make sure they're separate. And mouth post is just a single layer, it doesn't need to be merged. Ear left and ear right. The whites of the eyes, the iris, front of the hair, the eyebrows, finally hair side. So your model should look like this, transparent background. We're gonna save it, and then let's switch to Live2D Cubism for a moment. There we go. Let's turn off Shambler Chan over here. I was working on her earlier, and here's my reference. I think I did a good job with Kako Chan. Turn that off. And we're going to import the PSD. Drag it here. So created the model data. Here's what it looks like. Select all of it. You can see that each part is rendered as its own object. What we're gonna do is turn them into 3D meshes. Let's use the automatic mesh generator, Control-Shift-A. So we can have standard deformation, little, heavy. It's gonna add vertices to each of these objects. So for objects that don't move so much, you don't want too much deformation. But for objects that are gonna flow smoothly, like hair or clothing, you need heavy deformation. For now, let's use standard. We can always change it later. So now each part of the body has a mesh. And let's select all of it. Now we're gonna create texture atlas. For the free version of Live2D, you can only create a texture atlas that is 2048 pixels by 2048 pixels wide. Let's change the texture into VTuber. There. And all of it is laid out. Let's make sure none of the parts are overlapping one another, like what happened here. So I have to make sure each part is separate. Oh boy. Yeah. I resize it by accident. I hate it when I do. But I'm moving them around so that they don't overlap with each other. We're gonna continue this tomorrow, but I wanted to show you how it's done first. This is the basic gist. You can make your own drawings, save them as a Photoshop document, put them into Live2D. And then go to town and then just have fun. Are they overlapping each other? Yes, they are. The arms are overlapping each other, so I have to change the layout. There we go. Oh, wait. The lower body is right at the edge. I can't have that. There we go. So everything's laid out neatly, and none of the parts are overlapping each other. So we're going to save that, click OK. And here we go. We're going to continue this tomorrow. Glad you guys came along to watch. Tonight's a slow night. I apologize for being a bit too quiet. And my model apparently is not moving. What's going on? Hey. 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 Oh, I see. Need to have it active. Very nice. So once again, thank you guys. Oh. I just realized I never saw the live chat. I'm so sorry, everyone. Oh man. What happened here? How about chat? I just realized I never saw the chat because YouTube is being dumb. So thank you to Napping Bear, friend of mine. Audio is garbled. Oh boy. Cuff. Audio, yeah. Oh, Jaxly, oh. Hello, Mimi Tomo. Post Blackheart. Jaxly, AM780GGG. Elton Borges, he's here. Bitcora. So, thank you to everyone who came and watched. Tonight's a slow night. I'm sorry for that. Thank you for watching. And Godspeed, Jarheads. I'll see you tomorrow for part 2 of the stream. We're gonna animate Mimiko. So, adios. Peace.